What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michael,
And I'm Ray. I guess I'm not your boy Ray, but I'm Ray.
Yeah, that's your boy, Ray. Or maybe he is your boy, Ray. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out because you're not
Hey.
really interacting with us like we would like you to. But that's all going to change soon.
Welcome to another episode of Sipping with the Simpkins.
Yes, we're back.
Yes.
Back at it.
What are you sipping on?
I'm having some protein water.
Okay. This is ginger beer. I like a good ginger beer.
Flavor?
I don't know.
Watermelon.
Yes, watermelon.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I wasn't sure I liked it.
I have better ginger beer, but it's all right.
The protein water, I'm trying to get my protein in, and I was feeling a little hungry, so I was like, let me try it. It's not the favorite. Any of you drink protein water or have ideas and suggestions on how to get more protein in, please let me know. But it's all right. It's not my favorite thing, but it's not bad either.
I just realized I forgot my ring, but
It's all good. So
what's going on?
I can't call it. Today was a good day. It's been a really good weekend. The weather here has been beautiful.
It was.
We spent a lot of time outside. Yes, hung out at the pool. I got me a little tan today. You probably can see it here.
Went
but
to the
we're
lake?
Just chilling. Yeah, had a nice walk out at the lake this morning. Then had iced coffee by the pool, laid out.
I got a tan too. Can you tell?
Yeah, lots of well-needed sun. It's just been beautiful. Yesterday, hung out at the farmer's market, got a few things. It was nice. It never really gets super hot. If you're dead in the sun, you can warm up a bit, but it's not super hot, so that's been nice. Bastille Days is going on. We hung out there last night, listened to some music for a little bit.
Weekend.
Then folks was cutting up, so we was like, let's walk out of here. But it's cool because we're walking lots of different places around. So I love that because one, I feel like I'm moving, getting some steps in.
It's always cool when you're living in a neighborhood where everything is walkable. You can walk a mile and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're in the center of everything that's going festivals downtown.
Don't have to worry about traffic and parking or Ubering, which we did Uber up. But yeah, so it was fun. It's been a good weekend. Weekends go by really fast though.
I know it.
Yeah. So now the weekend's over and back at it. But it's going to be an eventful week too, because we got stuff going on, which is fun. If you know me, I don't do a whole lot. I work from home. I'm home most of the time. I'm by myself most of the time until the weekend.
Yeah, I don't do too much either.
Yeah, sure. He's always doing something. But yeah, but this week I'm already thinking Monday I got to do something. Wednesday I got something to do. Thursday we got something to do. Friday I got something to do. Saturday nothing planned.
Pretty eventful.
Yeah, then Sunday I got something. So it's going to be a busy week.
It's a nice week. So what are we talking about today?
You think it's a nice week. It's a little overwhelming for me, but it's fun because I'm trying to be more social. I'm trying to get out and about a bit more. So it's cool. So what are we talking about today? Just to recap, we were just sharing with everybody where we've been, how busy it's been, all of the change that is happening and all of that stuff. We're working on being more consistent and diligent about being in this space, coming together, talking and sharing openly amongst ourselves, but also in hopes that it helps our viewers as well. So that's the goal, that's the intent. So here we are. So my first question to you is, I always wanted to be a journalist, but I feel like I'd be a good person to sit around a table and just talk. So this is my opportunity. So
this is it.
Yeah, this is it. Here we go. So what's something that you are trying to come better at right now? Is it something being more patient, or you want to have better health, or is there something in business, work, career, your marriage? Like, what are you trying to become better at right now?
That's such a loaded question. A lot, I think, from a business perspective.
It doesn't have to be all of those things. It can just be like one thing that you're thinking about right now.
I think it spans across everything, and it's social and emotional intelligence. And it's basically understanding and being present in the moment when you're talking to people. You can use that in our relationship, use it in outside at work, use it with whoever. But just being present, understanding what that looks like, and being able to read what's unsaid, whether it be mannerisms or eye contact or something somebody says, but they may not elaborate on. But there's a lot that goes into that social and emotional intelligence. The higher that is, the better off you'll be able to communicate to people. You asked me,
Okay.
You asked me. What about you?
What am I trying to
See,
be
I don't
better
hear
at?
these questions ahead of time. So
Yeah.
she don't know what she's going to get out of me when she starts asking these questions.
This is true.
You know.
And then sometimes when I get the answer, I call BS, but I'm not going to call BS. That's,
Hey, listen.
I mean, side-eyeing him like,
that's
for
me.
real?
That's
For
me.
real?
That's me.
But okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll go with
You
it.
just even know I'm working on it with you and you don't even know it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I'm working on one, we talked about, I'm reading the book, Let Them, right now. So just allowing people, I might be a little controlling in some ways. Like I like to control situations and I don't,
For sure.
that's I don't think that's the best use word, but that's the description that some, including yourself, may have described me as. And I think my mom has also said that from time to time. I think rather I am strategic and I think I'm logical. So I like think things through in steps and it has to make sense for me. So I guide people through those things. That said, I can't always do that and I don't have to be the orchestrator of that. Getting to a place where I am unbothered by the things that are happening around me and just saying, just let it be, let them, and just let it be. So I'm definitely trying to practice that, but also getting older. Maybe I had a back issue some time ago, a few months ago, and it's happened to me twice, and it's caused sciatica. And it really incapacitated me for 9 and 12 months. And then I did some stem cell treatments and such, and I've been better. And yes, much, much better. And so that being said, in those moments when, and he can tell you, I was literally on the floor crying, sleepless nights, just the most agonizing pain that one can imagine. It was just unthinkable. And so since then, even before then, I realized that just made me realize even more my health is so important, and the ability to be able to move and be independent and self-sufficient, especially as I'm getting older, is invaluable. And I just want to make sure that I'm moving, I'm working out, and I just want to have a healthier version of myself. So those are the two things, is to let them do you, and I be okay with it and learn to be unbothered, but also just be a better version of myself physically. I just want to get stronger and be stronger.
You've been
healthy.
doing good at that.
Yeah, it's the food. That's the thing. There's so much good food here. We like to go out and have a nice dinner and a cocktail.
It's the most slept on piece of Milwaukee is the food scene.
Yeah.
And it's slept on.
Yeah. So, and also just being new to the area, just getting acclimated and just trying to figure out what's good to eat. We just discover a lot of things too. So it's been fun. So it's really hard in the food thing. And then I have a bit of a sweet tooth. That's my other issue. So maybe one of the things that I might also try to incorporate is not having dessert several times a week and limiting it. But don't put me on the record for that. Don't put me on the record. But the gym, definitely going to the gym. That's without question. That's my thing. I enjoy it. And I'm going to keep at it. So what's something you've realized isn't as important as you once thought it was? Like now, maybe versus your old self. Like, what do you think?
I think in our relationship, trying to change people, I realized I can't change you. I can't.
Why would you ever want to change?
Listen, man.
Why would one ever want to change me?
Hey, it happens. And it goes both ways. Women try to change men, try to change women. I think when you're young, and it may not even be a young thing, it's just a people thing. People think they can change people. And anyway, to answer your question, I had to learn that I got to let you be you. You can't control people. You can't change people. People have to change themselves. No matter how much you tell people what you like or dislike, or what, you just can't have that sort of something over people's heads when you get into a relationship, let alone marriage, any relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage. You just can't change people.
Yeah.
You have to let people, again, back to your book, I don't know if it's in there or not, but let people be people and accept people for who they are. And when you do that, you don't even worry about whatever else. You know what I mean? Look, they just being them. You love them for them. Listen, when you get married young, you don't have this ideal type of person that, at least when you're our age, because you're going through life at 23 and 24, what do you know about what you like and what you don't like? You just started experiencing stuff after you got out of your parents' house. You know what I mean? You had about a good 5 or 6 year run of figuring out life, right? And that's not a long time. So you don't know what you like or dislike 100%. And so you get into relationships and you start finding out what you like and don't like. But at the end of the day, you appreciate people for who they are. Everybody brings something different to the table. You let people be. And that's what I learned.
I feel like you never really had that pressure on an expectation of somebody changing. So that's interesting. That was something that you had to learn because I never felt like you tried to change
Like I
me
didn't
or
voice it. I
influence
didn't
me.
voice it.
But he's also that type of person. He's a brush under the rug type of thing. You don't talk about it, it goes away. That's how he is. And I'm like, hit it head on. But that's a different day, a different conversation. So what's important that I realize isn't as important as I once thought? That is a big question. I probably overthink everything. And so I would have to almost say everything because I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze, and everything doesn't require that. So I think it goes back to the practice that I'm trying to make, and the point that you just made is that just let it be. And that's, for me, like I've learned that the resistance to what is really what causes our suffering, and suffering could be like just frustrations or anger or whatever it is. So the resistance to what actually is. And so being in a space where I don't always have to resist something or be obstinate about or to something, because it's just not that important. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's just not that important, especially in today's climate with everything that's happening.
And you mentioned a few minutes ago that you like to know what's going to happen step by step.
Yes.
And you don't have to know all of that. You don't have to know all that. You just need to know what the next step is.
Yeah. Or just take a step.
Yeah, that's having faith. But you may not see the whole staircase, but you see the first step and you know it's going up. So you take the first step and then it reveals itself. And as in general, people don't move like, you know, like they could move because they want to know everything. They got to plan it all out and know exactly how. They don't have to, man. I'm telling you, life ain't about that. It's about taking that next step and having faith that the rest of it, the doors will open. You'll be in contact with people you need to be in contact with. And that's the way it plays out.
That's such a struggle for
it is for a
lot of people, and especially me, because it's like I need to have at least the first few steps. Like,
yeah, it's cool to have the first few, but
if
not
I just at least have
thing.
the few steps to know, then otherwise, and sometimes it takes me a long time to figure out those first few steps. So then you're not moving and you're kind of stagnant. It's a tough situation.
You just gotta keep moving.
You just gotta go. So what's one dream you've never let go of?
This is funny. A lot of you out there know, if you went to college with me or you grew up, you know that I can rap, right? And not that I've given up on rap or being able to rap, because I always feel like you put a beat on and I can do what I need to do. Now I might be a little rusty, but it's like riding a bike. I get on a mic, I can still write a verse, a hook, whatever. And I think that's one thing in my mind, at least. I'm like, even with our son having a background in a studio and stuff, I'm like, man, put the beat on. Where's my mic at? Because I use a certain mic, a Rode mic. But where's my mic at? And let's get to it.
Yeah. So you've not let go of the dream of rapping?
I got bars, man. Because I feel like, and nowadays, it went through that phase of the young boys, but these OGs out here, shout out to Jadakiss, shout out to Joey Crack. And there's some, the OGs is out here coming back, spitting bars and getting back to that real hip hop, true sound, or at least a version of hip hop. It comes in many forms, but that OG rap, yeah, it's making a comeback. Yeah. I can jump right in there with the boys. Believe it.
All right. They have a rapper sitting next to us sitting here. Man. Yeah, I don't know. What's one dream? I want a boutique. I really want a boutique I'm into shoes and fashion, and I can just see myself owning a boutique. Like, that's really what I want to do. I also see myself with a coffee shop.
Okay.
I know those are two very different things.
With different coffees, what kind of coffee? You talking about coffees from different parts of the world? Like what type of coffee?
I guess I've not even thought to that extent, but I just want to have a coffee shop where people can just come and lounge and chat and just meet. And some of that probably derives from I'm such an introvert and I don't do a lot of crowds and social, and I've also Never had a lot of friends, and for whatever reason, I wasn't that likable. I think I'm likable, but apparently girls in school didn't think I was likable for some strange reason. And so there's this piece of me that is hugely an introvert, but I want to be an extrovert. I want to meet people. But that being said, introverts doesn't mean necessarily not sociable. But I also do one-on-one. I'm very personable and I like intimate spaces and I like to be just engaging and just really one-on-one. And I feel like those forums would create a space for me to know people one-on-one and interact more easily.
What else would you have besides coffee?
So those are the two things I would say is
pastry,
some sort of boutique and or a coffee shop. That would be a dream of mine.
What else would you have in there besides coffee?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some sort of bakery?
Yeah, I'm not a cook. That's not really
No,
my
I mean
thing.
like pastries.
Not a
stuff.
bakery. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. But I also want to live in Phoenix. And this really wasn't about goals. This was like just things that we wanted to do. So I guess I don't have to go down that road. But I also envision myself in a home in the mountains in Phoenix with a pool where I could just be.
It's hot as fish grease in Phoenix, though.
Love it.
120.
We'll take it. Only a few months out of the year.
Shout out to the homie Jay. They treated us nice when we came to Phoenix. Invited us to the house. It was dope.
Very nice home. Very nice pool.
My man.
Very nice children. Very nice neighborhood.
Yeah, it was cool. It was right.
So one day we'll be there with you guys. What's something you are finally giving yourself permission to do?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
To just authentically be myself. I'm so careful and concerned, and you've even said this recently, why do you care what other people think? And on the surface, I think I really don't care what people think at this point. I kind of do when it comes to certain things. So to free myself of those other certain things is where I'm getting. I just want to authentically be myself, like it or lump it. That's just it. And be okay with if that means me being by myself, then I'm by myself. You know what I mean? In terms of making friends, especially in this new space, but also believing that people are going to like me because I'm authentic, because I'm genuine, and just being okay with that. My true people I'll find my people. And so I just want to be myself, just not care. Because I used to, again, didn't have a lot of friends in high school for some reason. Girls just really didn't like me. And I was like in some groups. There were different groups of people, but I just never really fit in. And I wasn't the girl that everybody always liked or and I always wondered why. And I always wanted to just have a lot of girlfriends. And I just wasn't that. And I always thought, what is it with me? Or what did I do to somebody? And just being okay with that. I'm just in a space now where I'm just okay with that. And then also just not spending time doing things or in spaces or with people that I don't want to, and being okay with that.
Fair, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that morphs into when you get older, you'll be that older person that just says whatever. It's those old people that just say whatever.
According to you, say I already do
they
that.
can say whatever. It's gonna get worse.
According to you, that already
Watch
happens.
out, people. So I would say the same thing, really. There was a time where I used to not people around my inner circle, but this is more for work. I wouldn't drive my BMW to certain stores because of what people thought about me having a BMW or what I was getting paid to be able to drive a 7 Series. I was conscious about that, and for a while I didn't want to drive that out. I would drive it when I wasn't at work. Not necessarily. And I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. I'm gonna drive what I want to drive. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. When I'm dressing down at work and I'm wearing some jeans, I'm gonna put some Jordans on. I'm gonna throw a polo on and not worry about what people think about my style, because at the end of the day, people gotta like you for you. And I set the tone, so to speak, when it comes to that. But I don't worry about that anymore. And if I get another car, I'm gonna drive it. I got dreams and aspirations too of my next vehicle or whatever that is, and I don't want to have to be worrying about I'm not going to drive this up there because it's an expensive car and people might be wondering how I can afford to drive. None of that matters because people are chatty. People do talk. It's irritating, but at the end of the day, I don't even care no more. I'm gonna do me and be okay with that. So I feel you.
Okay.
I've earned the right to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Drive what I want to drive, and
Yeah, for sure. As can anybody else.
yeah, like why
For that
people gotta.
matter. Yeah.
It's just nosiness, but anyway.
So what's one fear you are actively working through?
Man, I don't even want to talk about it.
No?
I'm gonna talk about it.
You got to talk about it. That's why we're here.
You got me in the Budweiser hot seat, so I had to talk about
You got
it.
to talk about it.
I hate flying.
Actively working
Listen,
through now?
I'm working through it. Yes, I got a trip coming up, and I'm already thinking about it. And it's a month away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, here we go.
Jeez.
I know, right? It's bad, folks.
Gee.
But I fly 4, 5, 6 times a year, depending on what's going on. And I don't care for it too much. I used to think when I become a CEO and I'm able to fly around the country and the world and do this, that, and the other, and it's going to be cool. I can take private jets, yada, yada, yada. The idea sounds good. But then you get on there and they got turbulence and all this other stuff. I just don't care for it. So again, that's a personal thing. I'm working through it every year, every couple of months. I'm back to the square one. I'm working through it. I've gotten better. You feel like I got better? Am I making progress?
If we don't
Listen,
want,
she goes to sleep, so she don't know about if I'm making progress or not, really.
if we don't want to talk about the 2, 3 shots and drinks that you're having, like if that's getting better, I don't know.
Sometimes you need
but
a
I
little,
guess we don't have the
you
rocking.
need a little syrup. To
I
get
get
right,
like he
you know
gets
what I'm
so
saying?
aggravated because I'm like getting myself together, going to sleep. I'm not allowed to go to sleep.
Yeah,
He gets annoyed, and I'm just like, chill. To me, flying is just amazing that this is happening. It's just the power that comes with it. I love it. I love it. It is a little nerve-wracking anymore because there's just, but yes, I love it for the most part.
Yeah, so that is a thing. So listen, I'm working on it. I feel like I'm getting better. Every flight, I'm getting better. I do like direct flights, so now I gotta go to here, fly here. There's no direct flights to where I gotta go, which I'm irritated by that already. I'm even looking at tickets, but people have told me who already bought tickets. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I like to come down though, because I feel like I don't like to use the restroom on the plane. I don't like to get up and stand up. So I feel like that I can have a cup of coffee or drink some water if I'm thirsty, ginger ale, and not have to worry about going to that teeny tiny dirty stinking restroom. I guess it's not that bad.
It is kind of small too.
It's just so small, and I just hate going in there. So at least it gives me an opportunity to relieve myself. Anyway.
What about you?
I think I don't know if it's a fear more so than doubt, which I struggle with about a lot of things. But as we talked about, there's a lot of ways that you can make money using AI, artificial intelligence. And I'm exploring what that might look like for me. So I don't know, again, if it's fear, because there's a big piece of me that's, do you use that? Is it good to use that? Is it a good thing? I'm not really sure about it. So maybe there's some fear in that aspect of it. But then also the confidence of, can I do this? What is it that I'm going to do? So it's probably a dual challenge for me, like a little bit of fear and confidence, which the confidence things come probably from just other things and all the noise. What do we hope life looks like 5 years from now? And I don't mean goals, but I mean, what do we envision, or what do you vision for yourself or us?
Our situation 5 years, yeah. Good question. I like it. I like to be a visionary and think down the road what's going on. So I don't see you working, right? You're not working. I'm making more money. We're living somewhere warm. And it's a toss-up, really. Do I want to be on the water, or do I want to be around mountains in Arizona?
We've already decided that.
Like, we keep going back and...
Jay, the Moody family, said that we're joining you. And that's
Boy, it's hot. I mean, ain't no lakes there. I can't have a boat.
Look, I'm looking for properties. I have Zillow emailing me stuff. Like, he's still on. I'm like, Phoenix is my place.
I like to have a boat though, man. I see people out here on these boats. They got sailboats out here, man. They
You
got
said there's lakes everywhere.
pontoons. I don't think there's lakes in the desert in Arizona. Texas, there's lakes.
There's different, not in Phoenix, but maybe in other areas.
I don't know.
Definitely in other areas.
Y'all, chat, let us know. Jay, let us know. Jump in the chat, let us know. Are there lakes in Arizona?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any, haven't did my research to find out. I don't know.
You just have to go like north where it gets
Scottsdale
cold.
or
No, north. Like, I'm blanking on where, like it even snows there. I'm blanking on, but it's in Arizona.
Okay, all right.
There's definitely places that you could, there's lakes, I'm
if
sure.
There's some lakes, I'm good. Anyway, so that's what I see 5 years from now.
So relocation, new job.
Yep. You not working, retire, and living life. Son's music is blossoming. He's doing his thing, and that'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
What's the plan, Stan?
I that's my vision, is a relocation to a warmer climate. Also, son is successful in terms of his emotional, mental, physical, and business aspect. And we remain strong and
further develops. Okay, let's get it.
Cheers to that.
We don't have a board to look at, but that's what it is. We're going to speak it into existence.
So in terms of our vision, and maybe even thinking just about some of our goals and things that maybe we're working through and our challenges and stuff, how do we help each other be or become those people? Do you think that, like, how do we support each other in those endeavors that we're trying to either achieve, or the challenges that we experience in terms of the fear that we might have, or the confidence that might be lacking? Like, how do we support each other?
It's just recognizing when we're going through challenges during that time, and just being supportive, listening, helping come up with suggest solves to the whatever it is we're trying to figure out, or based on how we're feeling about whatever the situation is. I think it starts with us telling each other what would help. If I'm saying, okay, I struggle when we hit the air and start flying for whatever reason, how you can help me is not going to sleep. Talk me through it. Talk to me. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on. You know what I mean? Just have a conversation. I look up, time I done had a couple drinks and we're landing. When I'm just idle time and just looking around at people, and I'm like, how are these people sleeping on the plane? How could you sleep? I don't know. It's strange, but people have those. Everybody's got their thing. That's my thing. So
that's how I
would have to ask you, okay, so how could I best support whatever fear it is that you have going on, or whatever? I think and then I got to listen to you and say, okay, I need to try to work on that piece for you.
Yeah. Just a side note though about that sleeping thing. Here's the thing too. He doesn't want me to sleep, but he's also in his phone. It can get a little loud. He doesn't really want to chit chat. So it's just that I can't sleep, but I also can't talk. He wants me not to talk, but just to be awake. And that just doesn't make sense to me. He may or may not have his earphones on, listening to music, or he may be watching through a movie, but I can't. And I'm like, why do I just have to sit here just to be here? And we're not even chit-chatting. And then sometimes he'll say, okay, let's talk. We have nothing to talk about in that moment. So it's just like, can I just chill? Like, just chill.
Yeah, let her live.
Let's agree. If I'm awake, then you don't have to have 3 cocktails, because this drinking thing drives me nuts sometimes. But if I stay awake, he wants it all. He wants it all. You can't have it all. You have to give and take.
In that moment, I gotta have.
You gotta give and take.
Have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Settles me down.
So how do we support each other? I try to support you as best I can. And in that situation, I'm like, okay, let's talk for a few minutes. So I want to work through that. But I think, like you said, just that open communication is like, what can I do to better support you? I think you and I may not always communicate well with each other when it comes to certain things. And it's kind of strange to say after all this time, there's maybe not things, but there are times and certain things that we do communicate very well on. But then again, he's the type of person, and this is a part of communication, that don't talk about it, it goes away. And I'm like, but it's bugging me. And I don't know how not to talk about it. And talking talking me through it or talking with me about it might help ease some of my whatever it may be.
Or I'll say, we'll talk about it, just not right now, because there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah,
So
we never
sometimes
get back to
when she
it.
wants to talk about it, it's not, when you want to talk about it, it's not a good time for me. But I think I could help by just saying, okay, we could talk about it in 2 hours or tomorrow afternoon, or whatever the case may be, whatever the time frame is. But maybe that has to be the happy medium, because every time you want to talk
Scheduling
about
a
stuff,
time, because if you don't schedule the time, then everything falls out, and
Yeah.
it's cool. I don't really want to bring it up now, or I'm not thinking about it, or I don't want to revisit some of those feelings or emotions that may come up when things are cool. So that's, for me, it's just drive right through it. But you're not that person. That being said, I do still feel like, just like you said, just the communicating, how can I best support you, better support you? And it doesn't always mean a solution. I think that's the other thing, because sometimes when I have an issue or concern, be it about us or any other thing, you are looking for a solve. And it's like, I'm not asking you to tell me what to do or what you would do. That's not really what I'm looking for. I might be saying, what would you do if you were in this situation sometimes? But sometimes it's just you listening and you validating my feelings sometimes. And I don't know if that always happens, but that's how I feel I might be better supported, if my feelings were more validated, as opposed to you trying to solve or suggest or say. Usually he says, my mouth gets me in trouble all the time. Usually I'm the blame for whatever that situation is. You blame me a lot for stuff. But anyway.
I don't know about that, but okay.
What do we hope? Oh, I already said that, didn't we? So what's one version of yourself that you are working on or working toward?
Better health, just exercising and being outside and hitting the weight room and different things. Shout out, I appreciate you pushing me to get up and go in the morning before I go to work 5 days a week. And I need that, because sometimes I'm a night owl. Sometimes it's hard for me to turn the TV off, put the phone down, which I should, to get a good 7-8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You know? So the pushing in the morning, okay, let's go. And sometimes you're pushing me most of the time, but there's times I'm pushing you and it works out. So
you're pushing me to do what?
Go. Remember that time there's been times where I'm about to go to the gym and you wasn't going to go. You was like, I'm going. So
that's just an influence thing. Like a Saturday or Sunday.
I'm saying, it could happen. So what I'm saying is, that's what I'm working on. A version being the healthiest for myself. And
same. That's what I said. But for me, the gym is not a decision that I make every single day. It's just a part of my routine and my schedule. That's what I try to tell you. To me, it's not a decision. It's just something that has to happen every single day, just like getting up to work. And if that means you got to be at work earlier, that means, I got to go to bed earlier because I got to get up earlier because I have to do this earlier. That's how I plan it. And that's how I try to influence him to do it. That's not his game. And you told me that your goal is different from my goal. And so not to push you in. So that's another way that I got to support you, is because for me, it's like, that's the influence that I try to make and try to put onto you. And you were like, no, your goals and my goals are different. I don't need that. You'll go when you want to go. And I was like, okay, I have to back down. That's how I have to support you, is if he goes and if he doesn't. I just sometimes like to know, because it changes the timing, like when I go, if we're going to go together. So yeah, I just learned something in that moment. So a better version of myself. Yes, always. I always just want to be a better version of myself. I want to always be a better mom. It's hard being a mom to a young adult who, and trying to learn that space. He's changing. The way I parent him changes. Sometimes I don't really know who he is. I get a reflection of the little boy that I remember when I was like his mom and really guiding him. And I don't know that we're in that guidance stage anymore. And so just trying to transition into I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm here to talk with you about different things. So trying to do better in that space,
that's a
not
weird
trying
space.
to tell him what to do.
It's a weird space. You think you're going to always be in an influence stage.
Yeah.
And being able to tell your
this is what you're going to do,
what they should be doing, and they would listen to you and do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
It's not like that at all.
It doesn't work like that. So I've seen it multiple ways. I may say something and it's not really taken into consideration, but somebody outside of our immediate family may say it, and it might be the best thing they've heard all day. I've seen it multiple ways. It's a weird space, but you
Yeah.
got to keep still stating your business with your children and letting them know when you think they're making a wrong decision, or if you want to challenge them to think about something in a different way. Yeah. So, what else you got for us?
That's it. So now I leave you with that very question. What's a version of yourself that you are working toward? We'd love to hear. If you haven't done already, please share.
Smash that like button.
And subscribe. Comment. What did you like about this podcast? Excuse me. What resonated? What maybe didn't? How have you worked through some of these things? And how do you support your partner? We would love to hear.
Yes.
That being
We
said,
appreciate y'all.
appreciate you. Talk to you
Peace.
next week. Peace.